At 94, how can a person still drive, remain alert, and almost never become ill? It might appear like an unusual situation, but what if the answer wasn't just in good family traits, but in basic, steady daily picks that many folks miss? Picks that help not just the physical form, but also the brain, the pattern, and the inner self. In this talk, we're checking 6 things one amazing 94-year-old does each day and how these tiny ways have kept him healthy. These aren't trends. They're not costly. They're not extreme. They're small, steady things you can do by yourself, starting today. So if you're someone who still values your freedom, wants to stay quick-minded, and hopes to drive yourself to the shop at 90 or beyond, these ways are worth your notice. Because sometimes it's not about doing more. It's about doing the right things often and doing them well. Stay with me until the end, because these simple acts could just change the way you think of growing old, and maybe even change how you live tomorrow. Now, let's begin. The first point is a steady sleep and wake plan. One of the most ignored yet strong ways this 94-year-old follows is waking up and going to bed at the same exact time each day, no matter what. It sounds easy, but this plan isn't just about getting enough sleep. It's about teaching the body's inside clock to work at its best, day in and day out. Most folks think too little of the power of sameness, mostly as they grow old. But doctors now know that a fixed sleep-wake cycle helps control everything from food breaking down to mind clearness to germ-fighting strength. When you go to bed and wake up around the same time, your body learns when to send out certain body juices, when to rest, and when to be watchful. It doesn't have to guess. And over time, that cuts down tiredness, makes mood more even, and builds your total rhythm. For this man, his bedtime is 9:30, and he's up at 6 o'clock sharp, even on weekends. No screens, no upsets, just a quiet, known wind down before sleep and a steady morning wake-up. He doesn't need alarms. His body just knows. Think about how many folks, even in their 60s or 70s, roll and turn at night or feel foggy during the day. Often, it's not because they're growing old poorly. It's because their plan is all mixed up. They stay up too late one night, sleep in the next, and their body never knows when to truly rest. Now think of someone like Harold, 78. He used to watch TV until midnight and sleep until 9 o'clock, feeling fuzzy for hours after. When his doctor told him to try a strict routine, same bedtime, same wake-up, he was doubtful. But after 2 weeks, he was waking up fresh, moving more easily, and didn't need afternoon rests. "I didn't change anything else," he said. "Just the time." This way doesn't need power, tools, or even action, but it sets the tone for everything else. Your food breaking down, your memory, your mood, and even how well your body fixes small aches and hurts. If you're someone who's trying to stay sharp, stay able to move, and stay free, the best place to start might be the timekeeper beside your bed. Because once your rhythm is strong, the rest of your day starts to line up right. The second point is soft movement every morning right after waking. Every single morning, without fail, this 94-year-old takes a few minutes to move his body before doing anything else. Not a long workout, not a walk, just a short set of slow, mint moves that get his blood flowing and joints looser before the day starts. And over time, this quiet little act has become one of the biggest reasons he still drives, still climbs steps, and still moves with ease. He starts by sitting on the edge of the bed, rolling his shoulders back and forth. He circles his ankles, bends his hands, lifts one leg then the other. Then he stands slowly, stretches his arms above his head, and reaches gently from side to side. That it's not hard. It doesn't raise his heartbeat, but what it does is strong. It signals to his muscles and joints, it's time to wake up. Doctors now back up what this man figured out years ago. Moving in the morning, even just a bit, can help stop stiffness, cut the risk of falls, and ease lasting aches that tend to settle overnight. It starts your blood flow. It reminds your brain where your body is, and most importantly, it sets the tone for a moving, busy day. Take Martha, 80, for instance. She used to shuffle through the kitchen each morning, stiff and bent. After learning about morning moving plans, she added just 5 minutes of slow arm swings, gentle knee bends near a chair, and toe lifts. Within a month, she said her knees felt 10 years younger, and she was standing taller without thinking about it. This isn't about working out. It's about being ready. warming up your body the same way you might warm up a car on a cold morning. Because if you start the day cold, tight, and bracing yourself against the stiffness, everything feels harder. But if you give your body a soft, kind invite to move, just a few gentle motions, you'll likely find the rest of your day flows more easily. This man does it every single morning, before food, before the news, before he even cleans his teeth. And that's part of why his arms and legs still work well, why his balance is still strong, and why his trust in moving has never left him. So if you're looking for a small, simple way to guard your freedom, your safety, and your ease, start with 5 minutes right after you wake. No tools, no noise, just you and your body. Joining again, gently and steadily, one stretch at a time. If you're still watching this talk and finding these views helpful, please write number 2 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't signed up yet, I suggest you sign up and turn on the bell so you don't miss any talks. Your help lets us keep making good content to teach and lift you. Now let's move ahead. The third point is plain meals made from real, known food. Another reason this 94-year-old stays so healthy is that he eats the same kind of food he's eaten most of his life. Simple, known, home-cooked meals with basic parts. Nothing extreme, no magic add-ins, just real food made at home, eaten at the same times each day. And the result? His food breaking down stays strong, his weight stays even, and his push never seems to crash the way it does for so many others. He doesn't nibble all day. He doesn't chase the latest food trend. He sticks to a light first meal, usually eggs, or hot oats, sometimes both. Midday food is a small bowl of soup or a sandwich with plants. Evening food is modest, cooked fish, cooked greens, maybe a baked sweet root. He drinks plenty of water, has a bit of fruit after midday food, and keeps sweets for special times. This kind of eating helps his whole system. It keeps his blood sugar stable, his digestion smooth, and his germ-fighting system strong. Doctors say the older you get, the less your body wants big, mixed-up meals. Heavy wet toppings, factory-made snacks, or too big parts can weigh you down. But meals built around whole items, things you know, actually make the body work less to stay healthy. Take Walter, 82. He used to eat whatever was fast, frozen dinners, takeout, or skipping meals and eating too much later. But after a few months of being tired and having stomach trouble, he switched to a simpler, more even meal plan. In less than 2 weeks, his sleep got better, his stomach felt lighter, and he said he no longer needed his midday rest. Turns out I wasn't tired, he said. I was just filled too much. This is why sameness matters. When your meals follow a beat, your body knows what to expect. It learns to digest smoothly, to signal hunger and fullness truly, and to avoid the jumps and drops that wear people down. It also cuts down on choice tiredness. You don't need to think up new ideas every day. A few easy meals, ones you like, that don't upset your stomach, that you know how to fix, can become a base for your long-term push. So if you want to help your health without adding stress, take a tip from this man's dish. Eat simply, eat on plan. Pick food you trust in amounts your body can handle. And remember, living long isn't built through strange items. It's built through steady, lasting feeding, one modest meal at a time. The fourth point is daily aim through movement and path. Every day, rain or shine, this 94-year-old either drives somewhere or walks with aim. Even if it's just to the food store, the mail office, or down the street to say hello to a nearby dweller. And he doesn't do it just to stay bodily busy. He does it because having a reason to go somewhere gives shape to his day, push to his steps, and worth to his movement. You see, there's a big gap between walking in circles around the house and getting dressed to go somewhere, even if it's close. When you have somewhere to be, your body form changes, your focus gets sharper, your steps get stronger, and your body, brain, and spirit all line up around the same message. I'm still part of the world. Doctors have long looked at the effects of aimed moving in older adults. The study shows that people who have daily places to go, no matter how small, move more surely, keep stronger quick acts, and even tell of better moods and memory. Why? Because movement becomes full of worth. It's not just working out. It's taking part. Take Helen, 85. She doesn't drive anymore, but every morning she puts on her shoes, grabs her small cart, and walks 3 blocks to buy 1 apple from the market. Just one. But that pattern gives her form. It gives her motion. It gives her A reason to move through the day with plan. The apple's just the reason, she says. The walk is the real goal. That's what this man does too. He still drives, but never without aim. He keeps a list of small jobs, a quick stop at the money place, a trip to the book place, a ride to check on a friend. And on days when he doesn't drive, he walks around his block with the same sense of aim. No ear items, no mind pulls, just him, his thoughts, and a reason to keep going. This kind of movement doesn't need to be fast or long. It just needs to matter. Because when your steps have worth, your days do, too. So if you want to keep moving, and not just bodily, but mentally, give yourself a place to go, even a small one, and don't think too little of the power of showing up for your own life, one short trip at a time. If you're still watching this talk and finding these views helpful, please write number 4 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't signed up yet, I suggest you sign up and turn on the bell so you don't miss any talks. Your help lets us keep making good content to teach and lift you. Now let's move ahead. The 5th point is true joining, even in small bits. One of the things this 94-year-old never skips is human joining. Every single day, whether it's with a nearby dweller, a family part, or the worker at his local pill shop, he makes a point to talk to someone. It doesn't have to be long. It doesn't have to be deep, but it has to be real. A warm hello, a shared laugh, a quick update. These small trades keep him feeling busy, seen, and heart-wise full. People often think that social joining has to come from large groups or long talks. But studies show it's actually the number of joins that matters more than the size. A 5-minute trade can lift your mood, lower stress body juices, and even cut the risk of mind fall. Being alone, on the other hand, does the opposite. It makes the germ-fighting system weaker, upsets sleep, and makes body swelling rise. This man doesn't have a huge social ring, but he has steady touch points. He calls his daughter every evening, even if it's just to say, "I'm still here." He chats with his nearby dweller when taking out the trash. He says hello to his pill store worker by name. These little things make a thread that ties one day to the next, a kind of heart-wise pattern that helps him as much as any pill or walk ever could. There's a lovely case in Gloria, age 86. She used to live alone in a quiet flat and felt the weight of being cut off creeping in. After watching a like story on TV, she made a new rule: talk to one person a day. She began waving at people on her walks, calling old friends once a week, and chatting with the money taker during her food shop. Over time, she said she laughed more, feared less, and even had fewer head pains. Turns out, she said, we were built to be heard. That's what daily joining does. It grounds you. It reminds you that you matter. And even in the smallest times, it gives something many pills can't. Ease, spark, and joy.so. Whether you're someone with a big family or someone living alone, know this: you don't need grand meetups to stay well. You just need small, steady threads of joining. One person, one reminder that you're still part of something bigger. Because at any age, but mostly in your 70s, 80s, or 90s, that might be one of the strongest things you can give your health. The 6th point is mind push to stay keen and middle-placed. Every evening before bed, without fail, this 94-year-old spends a few minutes reading, doing a brain game, or simply thinking through something that tests his mind. He doesn't do it for fun. He does it because he thinks deeply that a wondering mind is what keeps the rest of him alive. And doctors would agree, mental work, mostly in a calm and aimed setting, is one of the most guarding ways for the aging brain. It doesn't have to be formal. He'll look through the news sheet, read again part of a book he loves, or try a new word game. Sometimes he writes short notes to himself about what he did that day or what he wants to remember for tomorrow. These small acts help him stay mentally busy, but more importantly, they remind him that each day still has form and worth. Doctors have found that late-night mental push, done softly not wildly, helps put the brain in order, builds up memory, and slows mind fall. It makes a path between one day and the next, giving your brain a way to sort and work through your life. Events before sleep. There's a great case in George, age 89, who began playing a simple memory game every night after dinner. Just 10 cards turned over and matched in pairs. It's silly, he said, but I can feel my brain clicking back on. Within a month, he saw he was remembering meetups better, thinking of names more quickly, and even night seeing more clearly. His wife said, It's like he came back to life just by playing a game. This isn't about being perfect. It's about being there. When you give your mind something to work on before sleep, not stress, not news, but something meant, you feed the part of you that still wants to grow. Even in your 90s, the man in this story says it helps him sleep better too. If I think before bed, he says, I rest more calmly. I feel like the day had worth, and that's something no pill can give you. So if you want to guard your memory, make your thinking keener, and feel mentally steady as you age, add a small time of focus to your night. It doesn't have to be bright. It just has to be yours. That if you're still watching this talk and finding these views helpful, please write number 6 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't signed up yet, I suggest you sign up and turn on the bell so you don't miss any talks. Your help lets us keep making good content to teach and lift you. Now let's move ahead. Last thoughts. As we finish, think back on the 6 things this 94-year-old does every single day. None of them are fancy. None of them need money or youth. But all of them, taken together, form a life that's steady, clear, and strong. A fixed sleep plan, soft morning movement, simple home-cooked meals, daily aim through walking or driving, small times of joining, and a few minutes of mental focus before bed. What stands out isn't just the ways, it's the pledge to them, the quiet teaching, the belief that every day still matters. And that's what truly keeps him healthy. Not luck, not magic, but care. Said again, thoughtful care for his mind, his body, and his place in the world. And maybe that's the real lesson here. That aging well isn't about chasing the newest trick. It's about looking up to the basics, staying with what works, and trusting that small, steady acts, even ones that seem small, can shape the path of your health, your clearness, and your freedom. So if you're in your 60s, 70s, or 80s and wondering what to do next, start there. One way, one day, one quiet choice to show up for your body and mind again. Thank you for joining us today. We'd love to hear from you. Leave a note below and share one thing you learned today and how you plan to use it in your life. Your thoughts are key to us, so don't hold back from sharing them. Reading your notes gives us great push and lift. If you liked this talk and found it useful, please like, sign up, and share. Your help lets us keep making good content to teach and lift you. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next talk.